Hey guys, have you had a chance to grab your new Notary to Notary Notary Journal? Super excited. We just launched our new Notary Journal, and it's super awesome because you can keep track of every single one of your notarial acts, including your eNotary acts, all in one place. And also, in the very beginning of the journal, there is a guide with common loan terms and definitions of the most common notarial acts just for you. Get your copy online today at Amazon.com. And until next time, happy signing! Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did.
All right. What has been your best day? Because I like to leave on a high note. If you can remember, what has been your best day dollar-wise as a notary that you can remember?
That I remember?
Yeah.
I'd probably say closer to like 1,800 in one day. It was a snow day. That's what it was. Because no one wants to work on a snow day. So I took everybody's work. That was fun. That was fun.
Oh, that's dope. All right.
And that's loan closings. Loan closings and general notary work. Yeah.
Do you hate your job? Trust me, I've been there. Dreading Mondays, can't wait for Fridays. Did you know you didn't have to live like that? I did for years until I found my notary commission. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world is a notary making great money? I teach you that in my Ultimate Notary Training Bundle. I'm going to teach you how you take a simple notary commission and begin generating 6 figures for yourself and your business. You don't have to stay in the rat race. You can actually live the life that you would love to wake up to every single day. Don't delay. Click the link below. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, so it's been a while since I went gone live. Bear with me for a moment. I'm gonna be actually streaming for a while tonight. Can you guys hear me? I wish I would have put you guys on my Bluetooth on my AirPod, because then you get better reception for this evening. There's a couple things. We're going to be, first of all, hey, y'all, hey. It's been a little minute. And I have to get you guys all caught up on what's been going on in Notary world. But I want to tell you guys a couple things that's new and exciting. How many of you guys are e-notaries? Really quick before I get started. I always tell people to get signed up with Notarize to do e-notary with them. And I've heard people, I've done work with them before a lot. But I've used different platforms in the past. Plus, I get a lot of my clients on my own because they have like where you can bring your clients on, or you can or you can notarize for their clients. So I want to show you really quick how many of you guys are on Notarize's platform. Notarize now called Proof. How many of you guys are on their platform? I'm going to show you really quick. Hey, JC. Oh, it's Nikia's birthday. That was 3 days ago. Oopsie, you guys had her birthday. Okay. And so I have a lot of people who complains about the amount of work that they get through Notarize, and they always say, I can't get any work. And so I was like, let me see what's going on. And so I want to show you guys what Notarize is like really quick. Okay. So I'm going to go into their queue to get work. So for the record, I did this 2 days ago, and I was on there probably for about, I don't know, you kind of have to wait for work to come through. I would say maybe like 2 to 3 hours, give or take, but it was like touch and go. And I made $50. Okay. So, and I was just trying to figure out like how it was working. And basically there's tiers to it. So if you're trying to be an eNotary, definitely get the eNotary course that we offer at Notary to Notary. But if you're trying to, I have it turned up too. So I'm actually in the queue now. I'm not going to take any calls probably. I might take one. We'll see. But I want to show you what it's like. So it's going to ring in a minute. It usually rings like, and I'm like testing out when to see when it's the busiest. I actually know it tends to be busier at night or early morning, which makes sense because most notaries are working like regular hours, like 9 to 5, 9 to 6. That's when they're really working their notary business. So they're not really staying up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2 a.m. to do the work that comes through. So it is very competitive to try to catch it during the day between like 9 and 5. I find that outside of those hours is way easier to catch the calls that come through. Keep that in mind. So what basically happens, it's going to ring. So it's going to ring while I'm on here. I have it on my MacBook going. And you literally have like 1 second to catch it when it's retail. So retail is like 1 second. Witness, so you can basically take retail calls, business calls, or witness calls. So people need witnesses for their signings. I've done a couple of those on there. The witness one I feel like rings longer, but the retail session, you probably have 0.002 seconds to get it. So it definitely is a little harder, but I will say you have like more, I would say you have like 1 to 2 seconds catching it at night versus if you do it during the day. So basically what I normally do is I leave it up and then I'll just, when it rings, I click it. But you're going to see when you hear it ring, how it only rings for like, you'll see. And then you can say, okay, that's how fast it goes. So you can still catch it. Like I said, I did this about 2 days ago. I made $50 doing it. And then Notarize does pay out. You can have it set up to pay weekly, daily, whatever, how you want to do it. So I have mine set for daily. So I did make $50 doing it. So it does work, but it is very competitive. But I will say if you're, but I also do other things. So I'll have my screen up, working on other things. And then when it rings, take a call. I do say it typically will come through about every 3 minutes, give or take. It's a weekend, so I haven't seen the volume on a Sunday yet. So we'll see how that goes. When it does ring, though, you'll see how it sounds. But yeah, so that's if you want to do eNotary. And that's through Notarize. Like I said, they're now called Proof. But anywho, this neither here nor there. So if you hear the ring, you'll see how that goes. That's something I was just experimenting kind of to see. Some people were telling me they're having a hard time getting the work that came through. So couple things. I'm actually going to be working, doing a bunch of notary stuff pretty much all night tonight. So this is the perfect time if you have questions. I'll be on social media. I'll be on YouTube. We have a class tonight. If you have not registered, you're going to want to. This is the AI-powered notary class. And basically, I'm going to be teaching you the tools that I use, plus a secret that I've been using to bring a lot of work into me here in Florida. So it's basically using AI and automation to get clients, connect with clients, manage your clients. Okay. And so it's a really cool feature that I've been using. It makes it really simple. Once you set it up, you're good to go. And you have clients for forever. And so this class, well, you have a marketing system built for forever. And I really like it because it takes the guesswork out of a lot of things that you're doing. So that's tonight. So like, for example, that one rang a lot longer than normal. See, that one rang for a while. It doesn't normally ring like that. Uh-oh. I could have caught that one. So that was like a call. That one was a longer ring. Did you guys hear the ring? So that was a longer ring. And then I might take the next one and I'll show you how fast it is. When I'm on a call, literally 2 minutes. Literally. I'm in there for 2 minutes and I'm off. Witnessing, 1 minute. And then I'm off. Retail pays $5 per seal place. Witnessing, I think, is like $3.50. And then business section starts at $25 and goes up from there. But you got to think about it when you're doing it. So let's say, for example, if I did, well, it was a mixture of, some people have more than one notarization. So I'm able to capitalize on the duplicates. I mean, like the number of pages on there. So like I said, I think I only did like 5 or 6. And then I made $50 off of it. So it's pretty quick and easy. It might be a little bit more than that, but I know it's like $5 per seal place. The thing is, if the next one that comes through, I'll take it if I can catch it, and I'll show you guys how fast it is, like how fast you're on the call. If you're used to doing notary work, it's going to be super easy. But anyway, and this is just, I'm not going to do the business section. I'm just going to do the retail section. Okay. So anywho, so yeah, this evening we have the AI powered Notary, increase your revenue with these proven methods. That one we're going to be going over. It's set to start at 6, but it's going to start close to like 6:30. But I'm going to send an email out about that because I'm actually going to be doing another live that starts at 6, but it's also on social media. But that will probably end closer to 6:20. So I'm just going to email everybody out. Hey guys, just join in at 6:30. We'll still take it out, and I'll teach you all the things too. So that one was accidentally double booked, but you'll get an email about that in a minute. And then next Saturday, of course, is the 10X Notary Business. That's that longer program that we have. That see, I missed it. You gotta be fast. See how fast that went? I'm over here. I'm not even looking over there. So if I was looking over there, I could catch it, but I'm not looking over there. Okay. And then, of course, we have apostilles and field instructions. That's on the 31st. We did reschedule the fingerprinting class for the Saturday after that one. So that will every Saturday, there basically is a class that's going on. So just stay connected in that regards as far as that. But anywho, I will be working on all things notary to notary this weekend. So this is a time where we can just definitely get in and just answer some questions. I'll definitely give you some updates on the Built for You students. So I have one young lady that I'm going to get to come talk to you guys. She actually just graduated. Yay! We have to have her final session, but she's killing it. You guys have heard me talk about her for a while. Her name is Crystal. She is in Indiana, and I'm really excited for her progress. She definitely had some bumps along the road. She had things going on in life. Just, learning how to deal with customers. She had a couple of disgruntled ones and just learning how to navigate, being a business owner. So I'm definitely going to have her come on here and just tell you guys all that she's been doing. One of the biggest things she always says is she had taken so many classes and courses. She was all over the place. People always say that when they're inside the Built for You program. And then what happens is we put you on a trajectory. It's okay. This is how you follow this step, you get to the end goal, which is to having a successful notary business. And so she is the first official graduate, even though everyone stays in the program. We're going to have her come on and just talk about her journey and where she is now, the business. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear her story, how she started, how it went through and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. And if you want to get into the Built for You program, I just put the link into the chat for you guys too. Okay, so outside of that, let's jump into notary world. So I did, let me think. Notary Cam, I believe, is now onboarding for notaries. If you're looking for Ron, that is another way you can get Ron work. Also, you can also go direct by just building your website and your Google business profile page. We talk about that a lot. Your website and your Google profile page. That is a mandatory for building your business. Hold on one second. I'm trying to pull this training up really quick. But if you have any questions about what you should be doing to grow and scale your business, definitely let me know while I pull this up. My main thing that I want to do this evening is get everybody's questions answered. I have a lot of emails, text messages, different things that are just going on in the notary space. I've been really locked in with the Built for You. That took a lot of my time. But now also business is really picking up with notary in Florida. That's why I got to tell you guys about this new program that I'm doing in Florida. It's not a program for you guys to enroll. It's something that I'm doing out here that really allows, and I'm going to talk about that in the class tonight, where I'm leveraging attorneys. It's basically all the services that I offer to cover the entire state of Florida, but you can do it in your state. And it allows you to bring in a slew of people that you can then, most of them you can service. If not, you can outsource it and then just, get commission, get residual money from people that you're sending work to. And so I'm really excited to talk about that today. And really it's an option if you want to do it. And like I said, I did a class probably last year where I was talking about this new law that had it was a way that you can get it with nursing homes and hospitals. And we did that class and people use that. Now it's a way that you can really network with attorneys that I'm going to be talking about this evening, but also just how to gain clientele. Like, it's really important that you get really solid on how to gain clients, how to manage them. One thing we talk about in the Build For You program a lot is using a CRM. So, for example, if I give you a list of, I did some inspections too. I did an inspection, I think it was Thursday, for a company that paid $70. Pretty good. And I just had to take, I think 30 pictures or 35 pictures of a house. It was a repair. They did like some construction repair or whatever on the house. And they just needed me to take pictures of all the repairs that have been done. So just walking around and taking pictures of on my phone and then uploading them. I did have to figure out how to put timestamps on my phone photos for them, which I figured that out. But outside of that was pretty easy. I can't remember the name of the company, but it's on that list. If you have that list, if you have the non-notary work course, or if you ever attended any of the apostille and field inspection classes, I gave you a list of 50 field inspection companies. It's on that list. I want to say it's like First Allegiance, American Allegiance, something like that. But it's on the list, and that's when I got it from. But I've been getting a lot of work from Groundworks. That's usually my main. And then a couple other companies have been reaching out. I just haven't done any, like Velocity Rio, Sandcastle, Proxy Picks. Like, they come through all the time. My main ones that I look for that I do on a regular would be Groundworks. It's pretty easy to do. I've also been doing a lot more loan closings, which has been a good thing. I like it. Let me tell you the plan that I have for this week. Look at my stack. Boom. That is, I don't know, like 1,000 business cards. I think it comes with like 500 in each box. What is that? 500 or 250? I forget. I think it's 250. So it should be 1,000. So my plan, pray for my soul, is I have a list of all these places I need to drop these cards off to. And of course, it's a mixture of nursing homes, hospitals, attorneys, and a few title companies that I'm going to hit. And it's basically just taking this week and just hitting the road. I also do some in like mailers too. Just depends on how I feel. But this is a follow-up. So I do these in conjunction with email marketing, in conjunction with calls. So I have an automation for phone calls, for emails, and then I do the in-person drops. And the reason why I'm hitting this so aggressively, like, I would not tell everybody to go drop 1,000 cards off, unless you want to, is because I'm really trying to gain clientele to disperse work. So not just for me to do. So my goal is to get enough volume in Florida that I can just disperse it all over the state versus me having to go out myself and do it. So really just building the clientele here. But it's the same concept you would do for your business. So the main thing is you would want to figure out where you want to market, and don't do a whole lot. Don't do like, I'm going to do general notary work, loan closing, eNotary, no. Weddings, fingerprinting, stop. Okay. It's too much at one time. You're like a chicken with your head cut off. Okay. So even though I do weddings, it's not like my main thing I push here in Florida. My main thing when I first got out here was really pushing loan closings. That was my focus. So now I probably get between, I don't know, on a slow day, 3 to 4, upwards until about 7 to 8 loan closing options a day. See, I didn't take that one. I could have took that one. But loan closing options a day. But I don't take them. I don't take that many. I could. I just don't, because I do other things. But that was, and that's not even on my marketing. Like, I didn't really pour my soul into it. You know what I mean? I didn't put my soul into it. I can definitely put my soul into it. I just have not yet, but it definitely gives me the volume that I'm looking for right now, which is basically my perfect day. I just want to do about 2 to 3 loan closings. That's like a nice, comfortable spot for me. Unless I'm doing it, I have this title company I do closings for. If I go there, I could do like a whole day. Like, let's say they have like 5 to 7 closings or something like that, or 3 to 5. I could just sit in there all day and do all their closings. And in between closes, I can talk to my computer. And then when someone comes in, I close them, get back to my computer. Someone comes in, I close them, get back to my computer. So I do like that setup that I have with this title company. But outside of that, I just kind of, on average, try to do between 2 to 3 a day. Field inspections, and once again, it's just like whenever it comes through, I just kind of catch them like that. I do a lot of eNotary now. It seems to be coming through more through my website. People just reaching out. And then when people call for notary work, I always say, do you want to do it in person or would you like to do it online? Because you can do it from your phone. And they're all like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. So I convert a lot of people to eNotary as well. So it really just depends on, how that works. And I charge anywhere between $25 and $50 for eNotarization. Just depends on what's being done. And then up from there. So like just to get on the platform. If it's one signer, it's 25. If it's one signer, one doc, typically it's 25. Depends though. Sometimes they'll try to finagle you with the doc count. Sometimes it just start at 50. It just depends on how it goes, and then goes up from there. So like I did a e-closing. It was a Spanish-speaking e-closing. I did probably like 2 days ago that paid, well, I negotiated it to 120, I think I got into something like that. But it's all about like just deciding what's all going to be involved with the notarization and whatnot. But it's a lot of work in eNotary. It's definitely you just have to market and we talk about that. We'll talk about that tonight too. Just like how to get the clientele. We're not going to go really heavy into like website SEO, things like that. But that's something that we do talk about in the Built For You program, like really heavily how to build your SEO. We do build your website for you in the Built For You program. So that way you can grow it and scale it out. And we'll talk about that more. And we give you templates. We give you templates for email scripts and then for content to post on your site. So we post initially, but then we teach you to post yourself. But we give you all the content. So you don't have to do anything. You just copy, paste, and post it on your site and then boost your SEO. So really makes it really simple in the Built For You program. It's something that I'm really excited that we did. It's definitely been a challenge, like getting everybody moving and getting going and like just managing everybody. But it's been a lot of fun. And I will say everybody has gotten to a certain point. Okay, I almost got that one. I was like, oh, I'm not ready. I gotta mute you guys. But see, it comes through. You just gotta catch up. And then as soon as it comes off, it's another one. So that's my notarize that's going right now for eNotary. Vanessa, how do you handle not getting notary work because I don't have experience? I'm currently with my notary business part. So every notary that's doing business initially didn't have experience. It's the name of the game. But you get experience. And most people don't even ask you. They don't really ask you. There are a handful of companies that ask, but most don't. Especially if you do like general notary work, eNotary, anything else. Like loan closings, they will ask sometimes, but not traditionally. And if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. So just be proficient in what you're doing and you'll be fine. Like I said, it's like when you go apply for a job, some companies will say, well, do you have experience? Well, no, you go to, but it's not that many. Everybody, when you first went for a job, what happened? You was hitting up a brick wall because it was like, do you have experience? No, right? But guess what? You got experience, right? Because you're working now. So everybody's not going to ask you that. You're going to get your feet in the door. Just make sure you have success in numbers where you want to just continue to ask more people, like continue to network to more people and connect with more people. And that's really what I did, especially starting off. It was something that I really just went really aggressive with it. I always say I went really aggressive with it when I first started off because I signed with 100 people, 100 companies I signed up with in, how many days was that? I have 100 companies in 3 days. Okay, in the Build For You program, we sign with 100 companies for you and all the diligent companies for you as well. But and it's really important. When you get to that step, it's like, you're going to start getting work. I have people that's in Georgia, an attorney state, that are doing loan closings and getting busy. So it's like, it doesn't matter where you are. But if you listen to the sob story people on social media, they'll be like, oh, you can't do it. It's oversaturated. I'm in an attorney state, or whatever complaints they want to have. It just thinks they want to die on that hill. You can stay there, but that's really not how it works. Like you can definitely make great money doing this. Like no problem. It's just a matter of learning how to do it. Big thing. I have a friend of mine that's also getting into notary work now. I'm helping them like really lock in on it. And that first thing I said before you do anything is you have to read your handbook. Like you got to know your law, hands down. Like you have to know what you know. And you're only going to know through reading and learning. And that's really important. So I always say first, of course, read your law. Second is going to be get some training. That's really important. And then if you're just starting, I know Naomi, I think you have this training already. Your name looks super familiar. I feel we talk a lot. Anybody who's not already in the training, get the Ultimate Notary Bundle. Promo code August gives you 50% off. I'm trying to put it in the chat for you so you get it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Promo code August. Okay. And so it's not for the built for you. It's for the courses. So any of the courses, if you use promo code August, you get 50% off of those. But I hold on a second. I'm trying to type this in here and it's giving me a hard time. Okay, there we go. So if you're definitely getting started and you're like, hey, I've heard about being a notary and I just want to learn more about how you do it. I'm sure you hear people at this point talk about being a 6-figure notary. It does not come easy. It's not come simple, but it will manifest for you if you put the work in and you learn how to do it. And you got to stop listening to the naysayers that are like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. You can definitely do it. You just have to work at it. It's one of those things that, it's trial and error. But if you follow someone, me, who's done it a bunch of times, like it's not rocket science. It's like literally following a system. Oh, Crystal, I was just talking about you. And I was just saying I was going to invite you to come on here and tell them about your experience. Are you dressed? Would you like to come up here really quick and tell them about your experience? Or we could do it later. We could have like a whole structured time. But if you wanted to, I'll send you a link. You just click the link and then you can join. But I was really proud of your progress. It really made me happy. I feel like you just skyrocketed. Even when you had things going on, you definitely locked in anyway. And I love to see that you're like booked and busy all the time. You're like, oh, I'm in this. And you got your first loan closing. So Crystal really focused heavily on general notary work. Partnered with nursing homes, working with some attorneys, things like that. So she was really focusing on general notary work, but now she's getting into loan closings. And I'm really excited to see because she's just growing and growing and growing and expanding her business even the more, which makes me really happy because it's something that the system, and it's so funny because everyone uses the same system. Like it's the same built for you program that we put for everybody. So it's not like, now there is a little bit of fluctuation between, like, for example, if you're in Georgia, you're not going to be doing eNotary, of course. But we do focus, like, double down on like weddings, apostilles, field inspections, things like that. Because at the end of the day, it's plenty of money in all of it. There are people who are full-time field inspectors, and that's all they do. They make great money. People who are full-time. I was talking about one of mine. He's not a student of mine, but we just connected. But he was local to me, and all he did was weddings. And he made, I think it was like his average was like 160,000 a year, and all he did was work on weekends doing weddings. And so, like, that's another thing you can do. I know another gentleman based out of, I think it was Texas, that all he does is fingerprinting. Actually, no, 2 that all he does is fingerprinting. And makes great money. I know, of course, people who just do loan closes and make 6 figures. I know Daniel, for example, is one of the bigger ones that you guys might have heard of, Daniel Lewis. He only does general notary work, has a huge company. I think he even did a signing service through just general notary work at one point. We got Judy, that's like the queen of apostilles. Does she do notary? Yes, but her primary thing is just apostilles. That's all I want to do, and makes great money. She was telling me about how she got this client one time. I think she was so excited because she was like, they needed 30 apostilles back. And it was like, are you serious? And it was like a really complex one, each one. She made a killing off of that, okay? And then you have some people who just do, what I said, fingerprinting, apostilles, weddings, field inspections, general notary, eNotary, Michelle Kleppner. You got a couple people who just do, Amy, my girl from Cyberize It, who just does eNotary full time. That's it. So to think that you can't get into a business and build it out completely, like if you can get in the business and you just do, what you can do a little bit of everything, or you can focus. But to think that it's oversaturated or you can't make money in it is ridiculous, because there are people who are just doing one thing in the industry, and you can do it all, but they're just doing one thing and they're making 6 figures. They're making great money. So it's just a matter of learning it and staying persistent, getting the knowledge base, training, things like that. Like tonight's training at 6 o'clock. Like, this is the thing. So the people who are registered for the training tonight, they're going to learn how to get clients. And what's your biggest concern? How do I get clients? You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I'm going to give you my list of 100 signing services. I'm going to give you a list of the field assistant companies. So I need to show you how to do this automation. So I'm going to have to give you the list so I can show it to you. But I'm going to also show you how to generate more client lists for yourself. So now you have a way to generate contacts for yourself. Then I'm going to show you how to manage them, how to market to them, call, email, all that good stuff to them automatically so you can generate leads, and then how to manage them going forward. So it's really a way, and it's a system based that we're talking about. So that way you're not, if you're sitting back and you're like, well, and I will tell you still have to do the basics. You have to have a website. You got to have a Google profile page. Like I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that are like, oh, I want to build this business and I don't have a website. I don't have a profile page. Oh, I'm just signed up on SnapDocs or like a handful of signings and signing companies. I'm not making any money. Of course you're not. That's not the way it works. Who told you that? Wrong. You know what I mean? And if people call me all the time, let me tell you exactly how the conversation goes, just so you know. There's no one on this planet. No. There's no one in the United States, because outside the United States, the laws are different. There's no one in the United States that could call me and say they have a notary business in particular, and they're not making money, and then tell me, and I ask a couple probing questions, and then I would not know what their problem is. I can tell you what it is. I'll probably ask like 5 or 6 questions and see what your problem is. And it's really cool to be that proficient in an industry that you know it like the back of your hand. And it's something when you learn a skill set like that, it's like no matter what state I go to in the US, in the US, okay, I can make money. It doesn't matter where I go. So I'm good in the United States. I'll always have an income source as long as the laws for notary don't change and like notaries disappear. You know, like no one needs notaries anymore. As long as they don't change, I'll always be able to make money because I know how. And I always say that if you know how, whatever you know how to do right now, you can replicate it. So however much money you make right now, how much money do you make right now? Boom. You can do that again because you already learned how. Typically, the trajectory that you see for people in the US is people go up in income. They don't usually go up and then go back down and stay there. They usually go up because let's say when you first got started, how much money were you making? My first job, I think, was McDonald's, and I was making, not even kidding, it was $6.25 an hour. Okay. And I spent a long time from $6.25. Okay. But now, you know, I can get paid $100, $200 for a closing in an hour. So I'm getting paid $100 to $200 an hour now versus $6.25. Right? But think about where you start. What was the first job you had, your minimum wage? Would you take that now? Think about it now. Would you take it now? Why would you not take it now? Because you've learned how to make more money. If you learn how to make more money, that becomes your new threshold. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you're making $15 an hour, you're not going to go back to 10 because you already know how to make 15. You know, you already know the companies you need to work with. You already know how to make it. Let's say you're making $20 an hour. Now I know how to get these jobs. Let's say you go into business for yourself and you're making $75,000 a year. Boom, you know how to do that. Let's say that's why they say that the companies who are making like 50,000 to 100, you usually go up. If you go down, it's usually something happened, like bankruptcy or the market crash or whatever the case, something happened. The CEO got lost in an island somewhere, right? But normally you go up because you're learning. But if you're at, let's say, for example, you're at 50,000 annually. You're not making $1 million annually because you don't know what it takes to make $1 million annually. But once you make $1 million annually, now you know. You see what I'm saying? So like, I guarantee you right now, if you take any successful 6-figure notary, not COVID 6-figure, because that's different. They came in when it was hot tamales. Okay, that's different. You take any 6-figure notary who's been doing it outside of COVID. Okay. And you ask them, if I take everything away, all your clients, and told you to start over, could you do it again? I guarantee most of them will say yes, because they've learned a system for how it works. Okay. But if you take, let's say, a notary who's making $200-$300 maybe a week or a month, and you say, okay, if we asked you, could you make some reason right now? They might say no. Like, I don't really know how. I can try, but I don't really know how. The confidence is not there because they haven't done it yet. They haven't learned how to yet. So that's what you have to remember. Wherever you are in your notary journey, what the goal that you're trying to hit, if you haven't hit it yet, it's because you don't know how yet. So you have to learn how to get to that goal. You see, when I first started, I was not 6 figures, honey. That's not the way that works. When I first started, I was making 30, 40, 50 bucks here and there. Now, I will say when I first got my commission, I was making money out the gate. That is true. But that's also because I already knew about websites and profiles. This was back in 2014. I already knew the power of being online, which was 10 years ago. So at this point, all of you guys should understand why you be online. Okay. So I already knew 10 years ago, I need to be online. So that's the way for me to get clients. So as soon as I got my commission, I went online. That was not even a second guess. It was, this is what's happening. And so I went online and I immediately got work. It was general notary work. And it wasn't like I built up my client base, but I started getting work immediately because I understood the power of being online. But when we're talking about me getting to that $10,000 a month bracket, that took some time. I had to learn how to grow, how to scale, how to market, how to do lead gen, how to manage the clients that I had. And so it was a process of getting to that point. Although I knew, so then I think about it, let's say I got into the notary business and I didn't know about websites and I didn't know about Google profile pages and Yelps and things like that. I would have not been making money right out of the gate, possibly. Like people say, oh, okay, that's fine, honey bun. But it's something like, let's say for example, I got into the business and I didn't know about websites and profiles. Let's say I didn't do that. Then it'll be something where I may have gotten into it. People say all the time, like, oh, I told my friends and family I'm a notary. Okay, nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. You literally have to like increase your scale with numbers. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's the thing too. And this one thing I did, it was Wednesday. I was able to reach, I think I sent it out to 50 title companies. Again, I was able to connect with 50 title companies via phone call that I didn't even have to really do. And so that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying I'm going to teach you guys how to do these things, because it really is the matter of learning the skill set. You learn the skill set, you're good to go. And you have to continue to learn. If you're someone that, for example, is just telling your friends and family that you're a notary, and I'm someone that's reaching like 1,000 people a week, okay, who's gonna get more clients? Who's gonna be successful? Who's gonna be the one that's not complaining? If I just told you I'm about to pass out all these cards, y'all see my cards? See my cards? You guys see my cards? I have 1,000 business cards that are going out this week. Okay, not by themselves. They're going out with me or in mailers to the leads that I have. And it's all structured. It's all structured leads. And the key is you cast a wide net. Let's say I hit 1,000. I may only pull in 100. That's fine. I'll take 100. 100 is a whole lot better than none. On top of that, I'm using tools that help me scale. So I'm not having to call 1,000 people myself. I'm not having to email 1,000 people. I'm not having to, do all this myself. I'm leveraging different automations that are doing a lot of this for me, especially with that follow-up. And I'm going to show you guys this really cool method that I'm using, like I said, to connect me with attorneys in particular. And it's something that anyone can do this. The only people I would say you may have a issue with is New York, because New York has that funny law about what's the law? They have New York notaries have a funny law. It's like you cannot refer, if you're in New York, tell me what it is. You cannot refer work to attorneys for money or any kind of commitment, any kind of kickback. You can't do that, which I think is ridiculous, but it's a law in New York. So it's only, you kind of have to look at it. If you're going to do it, how we're going to finagle it a little bit different. But they have that like funny little law about how they're going to maneuver that space. So it's a little funny. Yeah, the fingerprinting class is rescheduled. I just posted a link for it. You don't have to register for it though. So if you already registered, you get the link automatically. I'm going to send an email out this evening so you guys know too. It was rescheduled. That's the new date. Like I said, don't register for it, because if you already registered, you're going to get the link anyway. Okay. But in the meantime, still use that training that I sent out so that way you can start getting that work going for it. But yeah, it really just boils down to, learning the space. If you learn the industry, you can do the work. Boom. Easy peasy chicken squeezy. So it's 5:00. At 6:00, I actually have to do a live with one of my students who started back with me a few years ago. Was it a few years ago? 3 years ago? 3. Ebony Locke. So she was one of my students, and she hit it out the gate. I think we did her first video. She wasn't even the full year. I think she did like the first half year. She made $70,000, and we did her. And I remember her. She would call me all the time because she was in the coaching program. She would call me all the time, and she was like, "Vanessa, help me. And just different questions she had. But I can always tell the ones that's gonna like really like Maria. She's in Michigan, I believe. Same thing. She called the text a lot. Now she's rocking and rolling, doing her thing full time. She got the thing going. It's a lot of them, a lot of people that started with me in Texas. I'm thinking like different faces. Alaska, I got one that is like killing it. New York, I have a couple that's really doing really well. And so it's just really a matter of, and in Virginia, I got a lot of my students are in Virginia because of course it's where I live. I live in both Virginia and Florida, and so it just is a matter of I just go back and forth. Primarily in Florida right now though, but we started off in Virginia, so a lot of students in Virginia. I have one of my students. Stephanie. She started with me in Virginia. She went 6 figures in Virginia before COVID. Okay, let's go. And she moved to Georgia, made money out there, and then she ended up moving back. I don't know if she hit 6 figures when she was out there, but I know she made great money when she was out there. And then she moved back to Virginia and started doing it again. But she was like, same thing. She said, once you learn how to do it, you can do wherever you are. It really doesn't matter. The key is you can't listen to the naysayers. You have to be able to just focus, lock in, and get it done. And if you focus and lock in and get it done, you're good to go. If you like start letting people like talk you out of it and tell you this and this and that, because guess what? Tomorrow's Monday. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you going to a job that you hate, or are you working your business? You know, and that's the facts. These are the facts that exist. You know what I mean? I'll be working on my business tomorrow. Like tomorrow, so a lot of tools that I'm going to be showing you at the 6 o'clock class is what I'm working on tomorrow as well, where we're going to be diving deep into. I'm going to show you guys a lot of the automations that I use, and then how I manage them and how I scale them. Now, I will say, well, you'll see in the class. I'm going to show you 2 tools. One, and I try to give you things that's free. I always try to go free as far as tools. But I will say sometimes paid is better, but you can get it done with free. And then when you start making money, then you reinvest. You see what I'm saying? But you'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun. My main thing is, I'm going to send an email out. So I know we're going to start a little later. It's not going to start right at 6. It'll probably start closer to like 6:20, 6:30. But I'm going to send an email out about that. It is recorded. You do get the replay if you register as well. And that is also the clock on the wall. I'm just really excited. I'm going to send this email out too. I got a lot of work to do tonight. You guys bear with me. But I'm excited for this week. I have a closing tomorrow with Mortgage Connect. I catch some of their stuff. It just depends. Sometimes you have to like negotiate because sometimes they lowball you. You have to really like get in there, but they give me a good one tomorrow. I have to print it off. But like I said, I probably get, and this Notarize has not rang in like 10 minutes. If you guys, so it does go silent like that. So it's still up. It's on my laptop. So you heard me talking about doing eNotary. If I have my own clients, I bring them on here. And then sometimes I just leave my tab open. I will say it gets busier like after 7 is when it gets busier. So if you're looking for eNotary work, it definitely, if you're going to do, so you can do a lot of OneNotary, Notary Cam, Blue Notary, Cyberize. There's plenty of them out there. And really what you can do is get on all of them. What I will probably do is onboard with all of them this week, the free ones. And then I'll look at their, the volume, and let you know what I think about it. As far as who's busy or when, because you can keep them all up and open, and then, but I know Notary Cam has an onboarding process, so you can start it today. I think it takes like a month to onboard with them, so it's a little longer, but the rest of them is pretty quick as far as onboarding goes. But yeah, so, and that's how if you're gonna do eNotary, you just leave them open, and when calls come through, just take them like that. That's how Notarize is. It's like, I told you guys, like I made $50 with them yesterday. So it's like cute, you just keep it open, and then it just, when calls come through, you just take them. And I will say on average, I'm on a call with them 2 minutes and I'm done. 2 minutes and I'm done. Okay, guys, that is all to the clock on the wall. I will see you guys if you're in the class this evening, AI Powered Notary. I will see you at 6, probably like 6:20, give or take. I just got certified with Blue Notary and I am with Proof. Cool. Crystal, send me an email because I want to talk to you about that. Okay. I want to talk to you about the eNotary portion. Just email me what you just said. So I want to give you some things. I just like things I want to make sure everybody's on the same page with. But I like that. So proof is good. Like I said, if you get into the queue on proof, like while you're cooking, don't know why you're cooking, but if you're like, just keep it up, you can catch work that way. And then when people ask you for notary work, you can do it like that too. Your attorneys are great to market with, to do eNotary work for them. Attorneys always need eNotaries. Always, always, always. Okay. And I believe I have templates for that inside the build for you. But it's basically, no, one of your flyers. We did 3 flyers for you. One of them has eNotary on there. I don't remember, but I know that's in the build for you. But yeah, I just want to make sure, like, one, we're going to connect with attorneys and offer eNotary. 2, we just want to look at our price points that we're using with different eNotary platforms. It's really important. So I'm really big on not wasting money, but really being cost effective with everything that we do. That's important. Okay. All right, guys, that's also the clock on the wall. I will see you guys at 6 for the AI powered notary. And then I will try to go live again tomorrow. We have a class every Saturday for the next, I think, 4 or 5 weeks now. So just make sure that you're staying connected in that capacity. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anything. And I know I have a lot of Built For You meetings happening this week. I had a lot of work to do, but I like it. I will see you guys away. Go be awesome on purpose. And until next time, happy signing. Hey guys, it's Vanessa Terry here with Notary to Notary, and I want to show you guys how I was able to get started as a notary signing agent making $10,000 a month. When I first got started in 2015, I had no idea how lucrative this business was. So much so that I was able to quit my full-time job in 2016. Over the next few years, I've had so many successes and failures that I took all of them and bundled them up into a training program just for you. The training is available at notarytonotary.com, and there are 2 programs that you can register for: the Notary Signing Agent Training and the eNotary Training. Make sure that your state licenses eNotaries before you register for that training. Once you register, you'll have instant access to the online training platform, as well as access to our live weekly interactive webinars with replay capabilities. Ready to get started? Register today at notarytonotary.com. Until then, happy signing!
Interested in working remotely from home with the ability to set your own schedule? Then contact Notary to Notary. Our online training program teaches individuals everywhere how to create and run successful notary businesses nationwide. Whether you're looking for supplemental or full-time income, we'll teach you the benefits of being a business owner, including time and financial freedom. Visit notarytonotary.com to learn more about our training program.